Sarah,
Yes, sir.
and number two is just the status of their PTI.
Yes.
Mr. King,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
good afternoon. I'm not even going to get us on the record for this case. Is your client up to date with the PTI? There's no violations at this point that the court needs to be made aware of.
That is my understanding, Judge. He's been in compliance with all of the recommendations and requests that have been made of him.
All right. I show he terminates on 9/19. It will not be set for another status, and the state will bring it to my attention if anything occurs between now and then. So
Yes, Your Honor.
you and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice weekend.
You do the same.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and bring Felix Wambenwi in to the room. Well, hold off on that, Jacob. Hold off. I don't see Mr. Nassif in here. All right, let's see who's here. We're gonna knock out those first.
Number 5 is here.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 232935, State of Texas versus Carlos Garcia. Mr. Sims, if you could provide the court with a update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor. I've been in communication with Mr. O'Brien. We got a new offer this afternoon. I need to get my client in the office. I believe it's going to lead to a plea.
You need a plea date?
I believe it's going to lead to a plea. So if I do need a plea date, do I just contact your coordinator?
You can do that, or I can give you one right now if that's the case.
I think it would be a little presumptuous of me to get one at this moment in time, but I believe it's in the future.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Why is no one here? Somebody appearing for Mr. Kistler.
Yes, Drew.
Mr. Davis, if you turn your video on, please.
Hi, Judge. How you doing?
I am good. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Your client's having issues connecting his audio.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234055, State of Texas versus Charles Rashad Barnes Caraway. Mr. Davis, if you could provide the court with an update.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I believe the state and the defense has reached an agreement as of last night. The state would like to set this for a plea. The state and the defense would like to set it for a plea. It looks like they're offering no fine, 9-month deferred, no early release.
Do you want to do it on Tuesday, the 2nd?
What time, Your Honor?
That's 1:30 p.m.
1:30 p.m. Let's see here real quickly. Tuesday the 2nd. Yes, let's see. I have a jury trial, but if it doesn't go, Judge, yeah, definitely.
All right, just contact the court for a new date if you end up in trial.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're set for a plea on April 2nd at 1:30 p.m. We'll see both
Yes,
you
sir.
and your client in my courtroom. Again, if you get stuck in a jury trial, just call Sarah and
Okay.
give you a new date. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Your client free to go.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Darnell, we're on the record in 23 CCR 233137, State of Texas versus Ghulam Ahmed Irfan. Mr. Darnell, would you give the court an update?
Sure, Judge. So I just got off the phone with my client. We have reviewed the PTI contract, and I've signed it on our part, and he just needs to set up an appointment with the DA's office to go up there and get that signed. I believe he will have time on Monday to go up there and get that done, and then after that, he would be on the Safe Start program.
All right, outstanding. If for some reason something falls through the cracks, the PTI doesn't occur, pre-trial's on 7/18, but otherwise, we'll take him off the docket and he'll enter his PTI.
Yes, sir. Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you. Y'all are free to
Thank
go.
you. Thank you, Judge.
Cox, you there? Mr. Cox, try logging off and logging back on. We'll come right back to you. Or move on to the next case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Let's give your client just a minute to connect.
So my clients always have issues with this, Your Honor.
Gonna have to jump onto the next case if we can't get him on.
Understandable, Your Honor. I'll give him a call and figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna leave you in the, just mute yourself. I'm gonna leave you here in the courtroom, figure out what's going on, and then we'll pick you back up after I take care of Mr. Cox's case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Cox, you there? Cox, say something. I think we can hear you now.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't know why I can't get the. Wait, there we go. Okay. Marissa's smiling at me like you know, like she's laughing because she didn't know what I don't know what I'm doing. I know what you're thinking.
Record
This
is
is on.
23 CCR 233179, state of Texas versus Felix Burks. Also on the record in 178 as well. Mr. Cox, you want to give us an update? I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong case.
Oh, it's the wrong case.
I'm on the previous case that I jumped to, and they're having issues as well.
It's Mr. Jackson. It's Booker Jackson.
All right,
Spoke
we're on
to
the
him
record in
earlier.
23 CCR 233260 Booker Jackson. Go ahead, Mr. Cox.
I spoke with him earlier today because he's got two offers made. One is a time served offer, and one is for him to get his driver's license and 6 months prepaid insurance or an occupational in his case to be dismissed. I spoke with him to get the status of his license. He says he has to pay a reinstatement fee, which he says he's paying next week, then he can get his license. And then he has to he has insurance right now, but he has to renew it about a few weeks for another 6 months.
So
That's
is
where
his
we are.
license invalid right now?
He doesn't have a driver's license, is what he told me. So he's got to pay the reinstatement fee. Then I guess he has to take a driver's test.
Okay. Well, he's sitting in the driver's seat of a vehicle right now. So I would
I see
recommend that he not drive anywhere and remove himself from that vehicle.
He's shaking his head, so I don't know what that means. But he's in a car. I see there's a vehicle of some sort.
He's sitting in the driver's seat of some sort of vehicle. So
I am in the driver's seat. I'm not driving. I'm sitting in the parking lot.
okay. All right, Mr. Cox, thank you for the update. Let's try to get this case resolved for the next setting, which is pretrial on 718.
I would love to, Judge. Thank you.
All right, all free to go.
Bye.
Any luck, Mr. Davidson?
I tried calling it, it wasn't connecting. It would ring for about a while and then not connect. So I imagine it's a cell service issue. But I don't have any proof of that, or that's just my guess.
They want to put y'all back in the waiting room for now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I have a ton of attorneys in here, but very few defendants. So let's see who I have. Who is filling in for Miss Barclay?
Marion Stanford?
Miss Sanford, if you would unmute yourself and turn your video on, please. Mr. O'Brien. Is Wingard resolved?
Judge, not that I know of. My last communication with Frank was unresponded to, so I'm not sure, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Sanford, you there?
I am apologize for I could hear you and it would not unmute. I don't know what was going on, but now I'm good. So.
All right. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233580, State of Texas versus Tony Ray Blackwell Jr. Mr. Sanford, if you would provide the court with a status update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor, we received a new offer today, and I believe we're going to be gathering mitigation for a PTI consideration. And so probably need a little time to get that done and see if we can get this case resolved that way, if possible.
Next setting is July 18th, and it's the pretrial conference with the trial on July 23rd.
Okay. Your Honor, I believe there won't be any problem to make a decision one way or another and get this done. So.
Very good. You and your client are free to go. Thank you for the update.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You do the same. Mr. Watson, you there? Mr. Watson, are you there?
Is it connected now?
Not necessarily. We're on the record 23 CCR 233 179 and 178. Mr. Davidson, would you give the court an update on this case? These cases.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's made an offer. Mr. Burks has indicated he wants to make a counter offer. He's just getting his mind together about where he wants that to be. He'll let me know. I will let the state know, but I imagine this will be resolved shortly. As soon as we have that, we will reach out to the court for a plea date.
Okay. Next setting is 718 for pretrial. That's in person.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Easier to connect that way.
Very good. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a happy birthday tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Watson.
Anybody hear me?
Yes, just stay muted, sir. Ms. Rupani.
Good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Will your client be joining us?
He's supposed to be on. He did confirm with me that he was on, or he was going to be on, if I can get a few minutes to reach out to him.
Sarah, do you see him in the waiting room? Because I don't.
I do not.
Okay. He's not here. I'll give you 2 minutes to call him.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, we're going to go through these other cases real quick while we're waiting for everybody to fully connect. The ones that are not here, there is no one left in the waiting room. So we're going to start from the top. McNary, Braylon McNary. I have a motion.
Judge, I believe that Braylon McNary came to the DA's office to sign up for a PTI contract today at 1 was when their appointment was. So I would not move for bond forfeiture at this moment.
I'll make note of that. Mr. Watson, are you there?
I'm on now, Your Honor. Can you hear me, sir?
I can. All right, let's go ahead and get us on the record. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233, 634, and 635, State of Texas versus Derek Lane. Why don't you give me an update on these cases?
Yes, Your Honor. I communicated with O'Brien yesterday, and we came to the conclusion, and I spoke with my my client, the defendant, Derek Lane. We're in agreement to plead the cases. One will be dismissed. I need a plea date, Your Honor.
Would you like to plea on next Tuesday at 1:30?
Give me one moment, sir. I will unfortunately be in another county, Your Honor. Is there another date available? Oh, what time, sir?
1:30 p.m.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can do that.
All right. I'll set you for April 2nd at 1:30 p.m. I'll see you and your client in person in my courtroom.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, you may.
And as the other counsel said, happy future birthday, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good day. See you soon.
See you then.
All right.
All right. We had a couple people. Who is Carlton Foley, prosecutor? What is?
That's a defendant, Judge.
Judge, that is my client. He's definitely not a prosecutor.
Well, he just dropped out. Oh, did you pull him in? Okay, here we go. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate your help. He's retitled himself. He's reclassified himself.
He realized that he is not Gavin. Judge,
All right, let me get an update. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233078. Carlton Foley.
Judge, Mr. Gavin and I just spoke quite a bit ago, a few hours ago, actually, and we have reached an agreement in this case. It will be dismissed upon completion of the terms we have agreed to, which we plan to get done before the next status setting or court date for Mr. Foley. And hopefully this case will be dismissed by then.
Next court date is pretrial on 7/18, so he's got plenty of time.
Yes, Your Honor, it will be completed.
Thank you so much. You'll have a great weekend.
Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Sarah, do you see anybody in the waiting room? Because I do not.
No,
All
sir.
right, let's go ahead and bring in Noam Benwi.
Have a seat. No phone? No, they can hear you. See. I can't hear good.
Mr. Noam Benwi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's my understanding your attorney is in a conference in Fort Worth and will not be here today. And I guess he's not going to Zoom in either. So what we're going to do.
Sorry, I'm trying to get in contact with my attorney, but he's not replying my text message.
Okay. Well, Sarah, go ahead and write out on a sticky note Mr. Nassif's phone number and provide it to Mr. Noam Benwi in the courtroom. And we'll pass this hearing for today. Your next setting's on 7/18 for pretrial. We'll see you then, Mr. Benwi. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Never had such trouble pronouncing a name. All right. Wingard. He poked or he was in the waiting room for like a minute or two, maybe
In and
max.
out, in and out.
Yeah. And I haven't seen Mr. Yavarino, correct? You haven't either, Sarah?
No, sir.
Okay. What would y'all like to do? State?
Are we unsure that does it appear that the defendant is not connecting at all? Okay.
He's
State
not
would-
in there right now.
Okay. State would move for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Bailiff, you would call the name, please.
Michael Wingard, Michael Wingard, Michael Wingard. No answer, Judge, at 2:57.
Thank you. Gavin, what would you like the bond to be set at in this case?
It appears he has a previous bond on record, but his last appearance was in regard to a summons. State would request new bond be set at $2,000. His last was 1,000.
Granted, does he have any prior bond conditions that court should be
he
made
does.
aware? He
Yes,
does?
Judge. Yes, he had I guess aside from standard ones, prohibited from use of illegal drugs and prescriptions, as well as to submit to RUAs. So state would request those be included on the new bond, Judge.
Granted. I do believe that concludes our docket. Oh, and Newsom was passed, by the way.
Oh.
By Mr. Coate.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Then that looks good.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you, Judge. You as well. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.